Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel. Guys, PayPal CEO went on TV today and talked about crypto. Lots of bullish statements. Before we get into it, we are closely approaching 50,000 subscribers. So please hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, look at these prices. My goodness, Ethereum back over $600, currently at $605. XRP so close to 60 cents. Guys, look at this statistic. It is up 104% from a 7-day perspective. Wow, it is going parabolic right now. Now, of course, there are mini parabolic moves. There's macro level parabolic moves, right? So you have to keep it in mind. I'm still looking for us to pass the old all-time high of $3.80 something cents. I lived through that. I made some money, but this time around my bags are larger. So certainly looking for $5 and beyond. And I think that's certainly realistic. And let me give you some insight here from billionaire Mike Novogratz and the founder of Galaxy Digital. So Mike, back in 2013, spoke to the Financial Times saying he's bullish on Bitcoin. So obviously 7 years ago, right? Well, he retweeted this article saying, look, he's been here for a long time. And someone asked him in a comment here saying, is this still a good price at these levels or will there be a pullback? Thanks, Mike. Mike replied saying, not sure. $14,500 new support, 20,000 resistance. Usually we don't take out old highs the first time. Interesting. So maybe you get a pullback. I'm not selling as I really see a 50 to 65K price point next year. He's talking about Bitcoin. So he's saying the new support level is $14,500. The resistance is 20K. It's going to be hard to break through there. He also mentioned that usually the first rally doesn't break the old all-time highs. So let's see, right? Now he says there could be a pullback, right? As I've always tell you guys, there's corrections in the bull markets on the way up. But he sees a $50,000 plus Bitcoin price next year. Wow. So imagine Bitcoin going to $50,000, what the altcoins are going to do, right? Bitcoin pumped to 18,000, over 18,000, and then Ethereum and XRP followed. So I think we're going to see some really parabolic prices next year, guys. And as I've showed you guys, the macro level charts, the stock to flow model is showing a $100,000 Bitcoin price. I hope we get there and even beyond so we can all become rich. Now, guys, to the bullish news. PayPal CEO Dan Schulman went on CNBC Squawk Box today. And he talked about Bitcoin and crypto and said some very bullish things. And going back to my thesis or thought that I've been sharing with you guys, sit back and watch the millionaires and billionaires go on TV and promote and sell Bitcoin to the masses. Because the mass FOMO hasn't started yet. This is just institutions buying up. So some of the key statements he said, for example, early next year, we're going to allow cryptocurrencies to be a funding source for any transaction happening on all 28 million of our merchants. Those are businesses, companies that are selling stuff, accepting payments, and so on and so forth. So the ecosystem being built here, right? They're going to allow people to buy, sell, trade, spend their crypto. This is big. And of course, the merchants to accept crypto and be able to cash it out into fiat. So guys, this is a huge on and off ramp. I don't think people recognize how big this is. PayPal has millions of users, and wait till Venmo gets going, right? PayPal owns Venmo. So I'm going to play you a clip here, guys. And here's another quote. As paper money slowly dissipates and disappears from how people are using transactions, central banks, especially on the retail side, will need to replace paper money with forms of digital fiat currency. Now, he elaborates in the video that this is going to drive more adoption and usage of crypto. Let me play you the clip here. Now, it's a 4-minute and 52-second video. Watch the whole thing, guys. It's a lot of great takeaways. You want to be knowledgeable as an investor.
Explaining to the audience that you don't intend for, if, for example, I had Bitcoin and I was going to buy a pizza over PayPal, for me to use my Bitcoin to actually pay the merchant and then for them to receive Bitcoin. My understanding is that I would pay in Bitcoin and you would immediately transact into US dollars. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct, Andrew. So what would happen is you would buy say Bitcoin on our platform, and you'd hold it, and that Bitcoin would have a certain amount of value. And say you wanted to make a transaction at any of our merchants, we would tell you exactly how much of that Bitcoin you need to make that transaction. And we would then immediately translate that amount of Bitcoin into fiat currency. And so the volatility goes away. You know exactly how much you need for that transaction. It would be converted into fiat. And then we would use that fiat currency, US dollar, for instance, to make the transaction at the retailer. So the retailer doesn't have to accept a new form of currency like crypto. They're basically doing this in fiat currency. They don't have to worry about volatility anymore, but the consumer now has another funding instrument, just like cash or a debit card or whatever it may be in their PayPal wallet to be able to use to make a transaction. So we're making it very simple and easy for people to utilize crypto as a funding source.
Dan, I appreciate the bull case in that scenario, but I also appreciate that there's a bear case in that scenario because it suggests that fiat currency is here to stay in a very meaningful way. And I wanted to ask you about a comment that Jamie Dimon made last week to me when we were talking about Bitcoin. JP Morgan's been supportive of crypto and increasingly even Bitcoin itself. His concern, I think longer term, and I don't want to speak for him, but is this idea that if it ever gets to a quote unquote escape velocity of sorts, that regulators could come in, given that they have their own interests in a fiat currency, as you might imagine.
Well, I think it's foundational that we work hand in hand with regulators. I mean, our move into the crypto space happened because we worked hand in hand with New York Department of Financial Services, received the first conditional bit license to go and do this. I don't think you can manage and move money without working hand in hand with regulators, whether that be regulators.
But I think the question is whether a United States but I think the question is whether central banks around the world rather, at some point may say, you know what, we're not doing it this way, or may seek to effectively crowd out a Bitcoin, if you will, by making their own currencies digital, and what you think that does for the value of something like a Bitcoin, and then, of course, all of the customers who seem to be on PayPal now using it to buy up Bitcoins.
Yeah. Well, I do think as paper money slowly dissipates and disappears from how people are using transactions, central banks, especially on the retail side, will need to replace paper money with forms of digital fiat currency. Let's be clear, these are both crypto and CBDCs, or central bank digital currencies, are digital currencies, but they're very different forms of digital currency. Central bank digital currencies are fiat currency that's digitized. Cryptocurrencies aren't backed by a central bank or a government. By the way, both may play important roles going forward. Some of the underlying infrastructure, more modern infrastructure that backs some of these cryptocurrencies, the ability to do smart contracts, may enhance some transactions. The ability to digitize assets may more democratize the ability to buy different assets for more and more people. It may be more inclusive, bringing people in who are outside the financial system today. So I think there's a lot of potential benefits as we move more and more to digital currencies. But I will say, foundationally, this needs to be done hand in hand with regulators and governments.
Wow, guys. Wow. Lots of bullish statements, right? And you're hearing it from a millionaire, a man that's wealthy. He's a CEO of this company. He's all in on crypto. They are building all the necessary on-ramps and infrastructures. And like I said, wait till Venmo kicks in. So this is going to be big, very bullish. And you're going to see more of this dialogue, this activity happening on TV Watch them pop up on Fox Business, CNBC, so on and so forth. And the masses are going to see this. They're going to see a brand that they recognize, a service that they probably leverage, right? And they're going to see it marketed to them. I've talked about the marketing for years. PayPal, Bakkt, Fidelity, and so on and so forth. Big time marketing is coming. Billboards, TV ads, whatever it may be, online ads, and so forth. So very bullish. Guys, be patient. We've got ways to go. Have a plan. Know what price points you're going to cash out on. Don't move by emotions, right? And pay attention to news like this, things that will drive the market and drive new users in. So leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. Share this video with someone who's a crypto skeptic. And I will talk to you guys later.